the Republican obstructionism on the Supreme Court worked.
Worked.
So they held and they would not confirm a justice for a record-breaking, nearly a year, a record-breaking amount of time. And they just said, I don't care, we're not going to do our jobs. We're not going to do it, we're not going to do it, we're obstructionists. Meanwhile, our idiot press called it even. I don't know who's responsible for the obstructionism. Could be Republicans, it could be Obama. Obama didn't play enough golf with them.
Democrats do it too, right? He was a guy who really spent his whole first 4 years reaching out, getting rejected on reaching out, only didn't make a horrible grand bargain because the Tea Party wouldn't make that deal. Gets accused of not reaching out.
And so now their obstructionism is going to lead to a conservative Supreme Court instead of a progressive Supreme Court.
Maybe the Democrats won't.
So that goes to the core of it, Ben, right? So now the Democrats, who never, ever fight, they just sat there. They're like,
They didn't even use it as the electoral bludgeon that they expected to, because they had this gift giving them every day in Donald Trump. And so that's all they did, was talk about Trump and try and tie these candidates to Trump. I'm not saying I wouldn't have done the same thing, but it didn't work, obviously.
Look, I got to be honest. I was, I don't want to say it now because it's a terrible time and it sounds like, oh yeah, you're trying to take credit at a bad time. But I told you, every strategy they had was stupid. They kept saying, oh, we're going to emphasize how bad Trump is. For the people voting for Trump, that wasn't the bug, it was the feature. And you kept advertising it for him. Hey, look at this guy. He's against all the guys you're against. Oh, thanks for letting me know. I guess I'll show up and vote, right? No, you had to hit him on what a loser he was, what an incompetent he was. But they never bothered to go to that strategy. Oh, we'll tell you one more time what a bigot he is. No, tell us about his bankruptcies. You never talked about his bankruptcies. You never talked about any of the obstruction they did, and the press called it even. And now we're going to get a conservative Supreme Court. And you know what will happen? You think the Democrats will do the same? You know what the Republicans promised right before the election? John McCain and others said, we're not going to confirm for 4 years. Okay? If Hillary Clinton wins, we're never going to confirm. And they said there's nothing wrong with an 8-person Supreme Court. Do you think Democrats will do likewise? First of all, they don't have the Senate, so they're all out of options. Now, they could do a filibuster on a Supreme Court nominee. You think the Republicans won't take it away? You think the Republicans won't take away the filibuster? And you think the Democrats will hold strong? Here, I got news for you. They won't. They will buckle, and they'll buckle super, super easy because they're a party of weaklings. And that is not by accident. It is by design. Because what do the donors fund? They fund strong right-wingers and weak Democrats. So the Democrats will go, oh, God, there was nothing I could do. Oh, the Republican Congress or the Republicans made me do this. Okay, you win. Let's do more tax cuts for corporations, etc. So that is what the donors fund. If the donors see a strong Democrat, they run from the building. They go, whoa, that sounds like a radical. That sounds like a populist. That sounds like somebody who might raise my taxes by 1%. I'm going to go ahead and fund the weakest Democrats in the world. And so that is the system that produces this. So now it looks like, as Trump is on the verge of victory here tonight, that you're going to have a conservative Supreme Court for God knows how long. Because not only is there an empty seat, but there's a lot of old Supreme Court justices. Donald Trump, not only is he going to give you a giant right-winger, his first choice, when they first asked about him a long time ago during the early parts of the primaries, was Judge Napolitano, the Fox News contributor. Okay, you should have talked about what an imbecile he is. You should have taken away any pride he had. You should have talked about all he had was daddy's money so that the people going in there to vote wouldn't have thought this is the strong man who's going to go after our enemies. They would have thought this is the pathetic guy who couldn't manage his way out of a paper bag. They let this incompetent win. Talk about how historically pathetic the Democratic Party is. That they let this guy who has never had any success in business, he's had a track record of monumental failure. And they let him win the presidency and become the most powerful. The Democratic Party is gone. Before the election, we talked about, oh, there might be a Republican civil war. I didn't talk about it, but the rest of the press couldn't stop talking about it. Oh, what will the Republicans do, right? No. The question is, what's the Democratic Party going to do to rise from the ashes? Because they are in ashes. Any continual path down this corporatist moderates, so-called moderate, nowhere near moderates, right-wing, the so-called centrists. No, it's all on behalf of their donors. Any further steps that way, and I'll tell you this right now, we are in total fucking war, okay? I'm not talking about the Republican Party. Yeah, sure, I'm happy to be at war with them. I'm happy to be at war with Trump, and it looks like I'm going to be for 4 years. But I'm at war with the Democratic Party, this corporatist, weak, spineless, pathetic party that lets the imbeciles on the Republican side walk all over this country, that handed power to a raging, not just bigot, but an incompetent. The last time we had one like that, what do we have? The Iraq War, Hurricane Katrina, and the Great Recession. We're going to have it again, and it's because the Democratic Party doesn't know how to win because they're paid to lose. And I'm done with the losers, and I'm done with those donors. I don't give a fuck what the donors want, okay? So the DNC, you think we're coming for you? You're goddamn right we're coming for you. We're going to pulverize the DNC. We're going to rip it to shreds so that none of those idiot loser corporatists could ever screw up an election like this again. So, yes, we are at war now. So even if by some miracle here, as we're past 11 o'clock Eastern in our live coverage, by some miracle Hillary Clinton wins, I don't care. We're still at war. We're still at war because you are this close to handing Trump ultimate power on this planet. Are you insane, you pathetic losers? I'm tired of you taking money to lose. No, we're going to go to war. We're going to shred them. There's no more talk of corporatists. There's no more talk of Evan Loser Buys and all these Patrick Murphy. I'm done with all of them. So rise up, everybody. Rise up, okay? And by the way, you know what the goddamn answer is. Get money out of politics. With money in politics, this is the disaster that we had. Because it wasn't just that they bought the Republican Party. The most important thing was they bought the Democratic Party. Wolf-pack.com. Everybody join today. Everybody. And if you don't think Wolfpack's the right answer, you think there's a better way to get money out of politics, for God's sake, join it today. Join whatever you think is the right cause today, because here's what's not coming to the rescue. The Democratic Party. They are not coming to the rescue. They're a bunch of pathetic losers who are groveling to their donors for what's next. Go to war, wolf-pack.com. Join today, give money if you can, volunteer if you can, get out in the streets. You know what we do? We go play hardball politics. Here, let me tell you a quick story. There's a guy named Steve Valancourt up in New Hampshire. He opposed us in New Hampshire. Did we play fucking golf with him? Is that what we did at Wolfpack? No, we didn't listen to the stupid press telling us to have beer summits. We sent our Wolfpack Team 6 into New Hampshire. We went and knocked on every door. You know what we did? He was a 6-term incumbent. We handed him his ass. He lost because we know how to do politics. They don't know how to do politics. We do because we're not beholden to the donors. You know what we do? We actually appeal to voters. We're gonna go after them in every conceivable way. And so they think I'm the enemy. Yeah, goddamn right I'm your enemy if you keep taking that goddamn donor money and destroying this country. We need independent media to make sure that we hold corporate media accountable. The people that can make that happen is you. You make the Young Turks possible. tytnetwork.com/join. Join us. Be the revolution.